Hello and welcome to another update video about HBAR. I had a lot of requests for an HBAR video and this is starting to get something serious. I think we've had, well, certainly the biggest volume in, or let me go to the daily chart, biggest volume since September 21. Yeah, pretty much here in the last few days. We've seen a massive increase. I know there's something fundamental going on, I think, in the community there. I'm not following that too much, but we have a potential bottom in place for HBAR, a potential bottom. Nothing's confirmed yet by the price, but this is starting to get interesting. Remember, we talked about this being a descending wedge. We had actually a breakout to the upside. Initially, it could have just been another wave 4 to the upside, but I already, I think, highlighted a few days ago to channel members this could become something more seriously. And it actually is. Now we are basically just below the resistance level here. Would be an interesting one to get above that at 8.5 cents. And this is certainly an interesting one to get into in the pullback. I think I've got some HBAR somewhere, but not much. And I think this is an interesting one that I would be looking at to scale in this pullback of a wave 2. Again, this could still be an A, B, C, but it doesn't really matter. The only difference between an ABC and a 1, 2, 3 is then that with the 1, 2, 3, the 4, 5 will happen afterwards. But for a trade, this doesn't make any difference. I have no indication that this wave 1 really is over yet. So if I now provide here a support area to scale in this wave 2, then it could very well be that I have to move that up a little bit. Certainly the trend is still up at the moment and could still rally further here, depending also on what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing. But typically what you would expect is in a wave 2 to reach the area between the 78.6 and the 50% fib. Sometimes they reach only the 38.2 if it's a shallow one, but this here gives you the highest likelihood support area, and this is one where it might be interesting to set up a grid bot for this range, because sometimes these wave 2 corrections, they can take a long time. I'm doing something similar with Rune, which is also in a similar situation at the moment, and then it's basically a money printer for you in this range, and then you will have to adjust the range as we break above the wave 1 high, stop loss below the 78.6 fib, maybe not too tight, depending on how volatile, because it is quite a volatile coin. Yeah, and then the wave 3 can be traded. Of course, this could still push a little bit higher. If we go to the 4-hour chart, this is not very clear. Yeah, so there are various possibilities. Probably looks to me that we had here an extended wave 3. So we probably had something like down here, a small 1, 2. All of this looks to me like a wave 3. This here could be the 4, and then we'll get one more high. So always when you see those irrational strong moon pumps, they are often a wave 3. So it looks to me that we had a very extended wave 3. This might have really been the 4, similar to what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing. And yeah, then we could, let's see if we reacted here to, yeah, it reacted perfectly to the 23.6% fib here at 7.07 cents. And I would say we can still focus here on higher as long as we're holding the 5.88 cent level. That's the 50% retracement. That would be quite a strong retracement. Actually, ideally, I wouldn't want this to go below the 38.2 fib, the 6.4 cent level, if we still expect the fifth wave. So yeah, certainly currently consolidating. I think this should be a wave 4, as it looks like at the moment, at least. A bit like an A. Maybe we're now putting in the B wave and come down once more in C. Let me show you how it could work out here. The A down, maybe the B up, currently in 3 waves, and then a C down. Could be also that the wave 4 is already in, but then we will know that if we break above 8.12 cents. Other than that, I would think it's probably consolidating a bit longer here, but has still a good chance to put another high in, and that would mean I will have to move up the support area here as well. But that would be the next high probability entry point, in my opinion. This here is, of course, you know, as long as we're holding the 5.88 cent level, you could trade the fifth wave to the upside. Target for the fifth wave, I could take, to calculate that, I take the length of the third, go to the current low of the fourth, and then you're looking here at 9.6 to 11.3 cents. Based on the current low, if we come down a bit lower in this fourth wave, you would have to adjust this a little bit down, as you can see here, depending on how low we go. But below the 50% fib level, we have to assume that the wave 2 is already in the making. Yeah, and then we have a chance all the way down to 4.5 cents or let's say 4.55 cents. If we drop below that level, then this was most likely just a fake out. But ideally we get here a wave 1, then a wave 2 down, perfect for scaling in for the wave 3. The wave 3 target, again, I can't really give it to you yet, depending on how high we go. Let's say we might get to around 9.5 cents. Then let's say we come down to 4.5 cents. Then the target for the third wave, or the wave C, ABC, yeah, would be around 14 cents. A C wave can be a bit shorter, but the wave 3 should reach that level and might even be a bit longer. So yeah, that will be an interesting reward to risk. And with the grid bot as well, this range can be used. Grid bots you can get on Bybit or Kucoin, for example, or 3 commas. And I've set up a few in the past, so they work reasonably well if you can define the range. And looking at HBAR in the long run, this has come into this key support area. I did define, I guess, in one of the last videos. I can't remember when I did it, but this was one of the key support areas above which HBAR should turn around. It's doing that at the moment. The larger, or the bigger picture is that we moved up in a wave 1 here back in March 21. We then moved down in an A wave, made an overshooting B wave, came down in C, had here a wave 1, 2, then here all the way the 3 down, here 4, and now the 5. Probably all done. And then let's talk about an all-time high target as well. And we measure the length of the wave 1 and we go to the low of the wave 2 roundabout. Doesn't need to be 100% exact. Prices are a bit too dynamic, but it's only supposed to be a bit of a guideline. And then in the next all-time high, we're looking at least at 78 cents. I mean, we're now at 7, so basically a 10x. But that is the minimum target. Sometimes they do go higher. Here, around about 9.5 cents is the 200% extension. That's a very realistic range. Usually, smaller cap altcoins, they can rally a little bit more, depending on how bullish the sentiment is. That would be only the third wave. We should then get a fourth and a fifth wave to the upside. That could take us into the region around $1.23. But this would be HBAR's second bull run. So sometimes these projects take off in a way that, you know, those targets really should only be understood as a guideline. You know, you can get out of such a project sometimes a 20, 30, 40x. We've seen it all before. Not all projects do that, but some do. So see these targets only really as a guideline. So yeah, it's getting interesting with HBAR. I'm certainly going to focus on that here a little bit more now that we're also here seeing impulsive structures. And then I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.